Welcome to the January 21st MacLab video tip of the day, and today I've got a little story about the power of a pencil and paper. When you guys are working out your ideas, you need to pick up a piece of paper and sketch it out more often than you do. I've got a student who was trying to work this out. He had an idea, and at first he called it a logo, and then I said, this would make a good poster. You can work it out. And he's got these four words in sequence, and he wants to make the point that the L in this word and the O in this word and the V in this word and the E in this word spell love, and then the M-O-R-E in the opposite direction. And I kept telling him, you got to space these out evenly. They all have to be, it has to be in a grid, a perfect square for this to read. And that was day one. Day two, he's still working on it, and another student next to him is on our MacLab stock page. I don't know what page he was on, but I pointed to it and said, like that. If this said L-O-V-E, then you could have L-O-V-E, and it would start to play in a grid. So you have to work out the shape of your idea as well as the idea itself to allow people to understand it. And the whole time, from the very first moment I saw this, I'm thinking about one of my unrealized ideas from 1989, before the great Loma Prieta earthquake. I was in a used bookstore in Santa Cruz that was destroyed in that earthquake. But this is before the earthquake, and I'm looking at the books, and I get to the used CD rack. Yes, CDs. We used to actually buy our music physically. And I see this band called Earth. Earth. Never even heard of them. And I pick it up and wondering what the heck this is. And then I notice, it says heart, not earth. And I've never been diagnosed with dyslexia, but I know I jumble up letters in my mind all the time. So this got me thinking, and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, earth and heart, what do these two things have in common? I start to listen to this little voice in my head that's talking to me, and I pulled out the pad that I always had in my pocket and a pen that's sitting there and started sketching out this little square. And as this idea developed, I started to imagine things and wonder, and looking at the pattern and how it kept repeating. And why did these two 5-letter words keep playing off one another in this little grid of letters that I'd built? And I got this warm, fuzzy feeling inside. And I knew I was onto something. And I could almost hear something talking to me. And when I saw those 3 words popping up all over this grid of letters, I started to understand that this was an idea that needed to be played out. I could feel it in my heart. How could these simple 5 letters form this great pattern? And just because I had the guts to listen and wonder and think, connect the dots and imagine what could be, I had this great idea in 1989. This needs to be animated. This needs to come to life. I think in After Effects, this could be an incredible project. I also think it'd be a great t-shirt. Unrealized ideas. You guys, you need to act on your ideas. Okay, so there you go. There is my idea realized in real time. And I want you to think about grabbing a piece of paper when you got an idea. And don't leave it laying on your desk. Stick it in your pocket. Put it somewhere. I got a box full of old paper with ideas in it. That's the MacLab video tip of the day, where I urge you to hear the art in your heart.